Everyone is talking about ChatGPT, Copilot, and Cursor. Those are the tools your LinkedIn feed will not stop mentioning. Your company already has an opinion about, and every YouTube channel has covered 17 times. This video is not about those. This is about the tools sitting quietly underneath the hype that the developers who are actually shipping great work in 2026 are using, while everyone else is still arguing about whether AI is going to steal their job. A new developer steps into the codebase, full of optimism, and within an hour is neck deep in a maze of cryptic variable names and undocumented function calls. This is the real onboarding wall, where the work is not building or shipping anything new, but just trying to figure out what the last person was thinking. It is not glamorous, and it is not what gets written up in case studies, but it is where most of the hours actually go. Studies across major tech companies show that the majority of developer time, sometimes more than half, is spent just trying to understand existing code, not writing new features. Every onboarding cycle becomes a scavenger hunt for context, lost in Slack threads and half-finished wikis. The drag is so persistent, it feels normal, even though it is a tax on every sprint. No metric captures the sigh of a new hire staring at a legacy file that nobody wants to touch, but it is the most expensive part of building software that nobody budgets for. And it is not getting easier. The bigger the code base, the steeper the wall. If you are wondering why your team's best ideas take weeks to get off the ground, start here with the invisible cost of deciphering what is already there. ScopeLens didn't explode onto the scene with a flashy launch or a viral demo. Instead, it slipped quietly into a Fortune 500 fintech's workflow, and within weeks, the numbers started doing the talking. Pull request turnaround time fell by 35%. Not in theory, in the real world, with legacy Java files nobody wanted to touch. Post-release bugs dropped 22%, tracked by the same issue tracker that's been logging pain for years. Junior engineers, usually stuck deciphering ancient code and waiting days for feedback, started closing their first tickets in hours. The difference wasn't just speed, it was confidence. Suddenly, the new hire who used to ping Slack with endless questions could ship a working patch before their second coffee. In an industry allergic to hype, these are the metrics that matter. ScopeLens didn't just make life easier for the senior engineers. It turned the most expensive part of onboarding into a 4-day sprint instead of a 2-week slog. It's 2:17 in the morning in the basement ops room, and a production Helm upgrade is circling the drain. The dashboard is a wall of red, Slack is pinging like a slot machine, and the on-call SRE is staring down a 30-minute manual rollback, assuming nothing else goes sideways. Then, almost out of nowhere, the terminal native AI assistant drops a plan. It is not just a canned script. It reads the live cluster state, proposes the exact rollback command, and flags the one config drift that would have triggered a double outage. The SRE hits approve. 3 minutes later, the upgrade is history, the cluster is stable, and the team is already arguing about whose turn it is to buy coffee. That is not a hypothetical. In pilot runs, what used to be a half-hour ordeal full of copy-paste errors and desperate log diving now wraps in under 180 seconds. The difference is night and day. When you are the one on the hook for uptime, 3 minutes feels like a miracle. Numbers cut through hype faster than any product demo. In 3 separate pilot studies, Shell Guru didn't just shave a few minutes off incident response. It slashed mean time to recovery by 40%. That's not a marketing claim. It's a hard metric pulled straight from site reliability engineering dashboards, where every minute of downtime means real money on the line. Teams running live infrastructure watch their average incident recovery drop from hours to minutes, with mean time to recovery charts showing a visible cliff the week Shell Guru went live. The pattern held across cloud-native software as a service, streaming, and even a government agency. The assistant's real-time command suggestions and error flagging cut the time spent fumbling through log files and manual rollbacks. When the dashboard lights up red 2 in the morning, nobody cares about hype. They care about whether the fix lands before the next escalation call. That is what a 40% drop in mean time to recovery actually buys: operational breathing room. and the chance to sleep through the night. There's a particular kind of pain that haunts every software team. And it's not the bugs or the late-night deploys. It's the moment when someone realizes the architecture diagram on Confluence hasn't matched reality since last fiscal year. Meetings get hijacked by debates over which service actually talks to which. By the time the group agrees, someone's already found a rogue endpoint that rewrites the whole story. The real tax isn't just the hour lost in the meeting, it's the collective brain power spent redrawing lines, updating boxes, and pinging 3 different Slack channels for the latest version. Teams end up redrawing the same diagrams every sprint, convinced they're finally catching up, only to watch the docs go stale before the next release. The fatigue is so built in that nobody questions it anymore. Meanwhile, the tech writer, if there is one, sits in the corner, quietly despairing as their carefully crafted diagrams become obsolete before they're even published. This is the hidden cost of stale documentation. Every sprint, every project kickoff, every onboarding session, paying the same price for the same missing context. DocPulse did not arrive with a parade of influencers or a booth at the big conferences. It just started showing up in commit logs and calendar invites, and then the numbers started shifting. Documentation coverage, which had hovered at a stubborn 55% for years, suddenly jumped to 92%. Not in a demo environment, across real production code bases, with all their tangled dependencies and half-documented endpoints. Meetings used to be an endless cycle of people asking which API is that, and of asking someone to draw the diagram again. They shrank by nearly half. The vice president of engineering at a fast-scaling SaaS company put it bluntly. We used to spend an hour every week redrawing the same architecture diagram. Now, DocPulse just spits it out, and we get that time back. The result is fewer meetings, less confusion, and a team that actually spends its energy building instead of guessing. The payoff is not just about speed, it is about finally escaping the drag of stale documentation and endless re-explanations. For teams still stuck in the old cycle, that is the difference between running in place and actually moving forward. The real divide isn't seniority, it's who quietly leverages these tools before the herd arrives. Right now, the edge goes to early adopters. Wait for mainstream approval, and you're already behind.